The Sharon Carter power broker theory has some hilarious new evidence. The end is nigh, Marvel fans, because with just 2 episodes left in the Falcon and Bucky show so far, there is nary a power broker in sight. Or is there? According to a popular theory, the power broker has been hiding in plain sight this entire time, and her name is Sharon Carter. Now I know what you're thinking. Is he gonna say Mephisto for some reason? No, I'm not. What I am going to say is there's a hilarious new clue that explains why the operative formerly known as Agent 13 is now running an illegal blue goo empire to monetize super soldiers in Madripoor. While this is pure speculation, and you should take it with an America's ass-sized grain of salt, we do need to talk about what's happened already on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so if you aren't up to date and or this winds up being true and you're worried about that sort of thing, go find the nearest fainting sofa and lie down until this is all over. Alright, let's get into it, shall we? As we head into the final 2 episodes of the Falcon and Bucky show, there are still a couple of plot lines that are in need of resolution, which we detailed in yesterday's breakdown of the mid-season sneak peek trailer. However, one of the biggest questions of all revolves around the true identity of the power broker, aka Carly Morgenthau's #1 texting buddy, always left on red.
It's the power broker.
And after Sharon's shocking appearance in episode 3, Marvel fans began feverishly speculating that Agent Carter herself, who's been on the run since the events of Captain America Civil War and is still branded an enemy of the state, isn't just a simple black market art dealer, rather she's the judge, jury, and executioner of Madripoor, better known as the Power Broker. As we mentioned in our previous Power Broker theory video, Sharon Carter could easily fit the bill given her extensive espionage experience working for the likes of the CIA and S.H.I.E.L.D., her apparent access to spy satellites to this day, her pipeline of untraceable cash, and her weird exchange with her colleague before she drives off from the Madripoorian docks. Sharon mentions they have several problems in regards to Sam, Bucky, Zemo, and the murdered scientist Wilfred Nagel, aka the Power Broker's chief source of super soldier serum. Why is she so upset about that blue goo? Maybe she was selling it or developing it. Who knows? Folks, while we pride ourselves on catching every weird little detail, this theory was first put forward by TikTok user @3naracha, which we spotted via Inverse. Basically, the idea is we can tell that Sharon Carter is a villain and quite possibly the power broker, not only by her extremely sus actions, but by her choice of cell phone. Now, if you look closely, our heroes Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes both use iPhones. But what is Sharon Carter holding during episode 3? Well, I'll tell you this much. Unlike the super soldier serum, her bubbles are not blue. So what can someone not using an iPhone tell us about a character's true motivations? Well, this particular clue traces its roots back to an interview with Knives Out director Rian Johnson, who revealed a major Hollywood secret that could blow this power broker case wide open. Speaking with Vanity Fair, Johnson said, "Apple, they let you use iPhones in movies, but, and this is very pivotal, if you're ever watching a mystery movie, bad guys cannot have iPhones on camera. Every single filmmaker who has a bad guy in their movie that's supposed to be a secret wants to murder me right now." Now, spoiler alert for Knives Out if you haven't seen it yet, but if you pay attention to the phones everyone uses in that movie instead of the awesome sweaters they wear, you can correctly identify that the true villain is, and I did say spoiler alert, Chris Evans as Ransom Drysdale. Or Drisdale. I haven't seen it in a long time. This shouldn't come as particularly shocking news given the fact that Apple is a global brand that's extremely protective of its image, and they may not want to be associated with murderous mercenary warlords that create illegal serums designed to give people superhuman powers that in turn lead to international acts of terrorism. You know, that old terms of service violation. Popular Macintosh rumor website MacRumors added further fuel to this iPhone theory fire by noting Apple's mandate that their products can be only shown in, quote, in the best light, in a manner or context that reflects favorably on Apple products and on Apple Inc. They also mentioned an old Wired article about a 24 fan theory about how the good guys use Macs and the bad guys use PCs, which ultimately proved to be true. Admittedly, this is a hilarious and tiny detail to base a theory on, but I mean, come on folks, this is the MCU we're talking about. We spend an inordinate amount of time obsessing over hilarious tiny details like this. Besides, there are plenty of other details to support Sharon being one of the MCU's new big bads. I mean, who knows? Maybe she wants that super soldier serum to make a new Steve Rogers to replace the ex-boyfriend that abandoned her to a life of international crime so he can date her aunt instead, which is canon. When asked about whether or not she was the power broker point blank, Sharon Carter actress Emily Van Camp played coy. Well, that's a good question. I mean, the power broker could be anybody. Also, there are several characters that have yet to be seen, so I mean, I can't say anything. Now, if one of the characters Emily Van Camp mentioned that is yet to be seen is also the reported episode 5 cameo who winds up being the power broker, that could be another fascinating wrinkle in this case. And more importantly, it makes me wonder if our suggestion of Jessica Drew, aka Spider-Woman, isn't as wild as we initially thought it might be. I mean, she does have plenty of ties to Hydra and Madripoor in the comics before she breaks good, so only time will tell. In just a matter of hours, though, we'll find out even more. We'll be one step closer to learning if Sharon Carter wants a government pardon for more than just giving Steve Rogers his shield and Sam Wilson his wings way back in Civil War. We'll be back tomorrow, though, with a deep dive into Episode 5 and plenty of other Falcon and Winter Soldier content just waiting for you over on Nerdist.com. In the meantime, though, tell us, what do you think about this theory? Do you think that Sharon's cell phone speaks volumes? Who do you think the power broker really is, and why? Let us know in the comments below, and for the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, stay tuned to Nerdist.com.